So Stephen A. Smith is obsessed with JuJu Watkins. I wonder why, Rob. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Bob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video and make Rob happy. And don't forget about Kate and Clark's crossover every Monday and Thursday. It's from 6 to 7 and 5:30 to 6:30, respectively. And it's Eastern time, except for major holidays. It's a forum like Sports Reporter. We talk about Kate and Clark and things like related to that. So, Rob, just in terms of background, JuJu Watkins is gonna be her first. She hasn't won a national championship. This is going to first player of the year. She's gonna win it. She won the U.S. Basketball Writers Association yesterday. Was announced, so she's probably going to win the other ones. We'll see. Hannah Dago was probably second in the voting, Rob, and she's more exciting by most people's standards and most people's views that I've read, at least online, than JuJu Watkins. So you think he'd want to get behind Hannah Dago some too. She's a woman of color also. It seems to make a difference to Stephen A. Smith and Paige Beckers. And Paige Beckers, she's a pretty exciting player, and she's a great player. And Paige Becker was player of the year as a freshman, the only person still to this date that was able to do that. So you'd think she'd give them attention. Let's take Cooper Flagg, for instance. ESPN, especially First Take, almost never talks about Cooper Flagg. And Cooper Flagg could be a generational talent. And more likely than JuJu Watkins, because he's going to be player of the year as a freshman. JuJu Watkins was just a first-team All-American as a freshman. And his all-around game and the maturity of his game is actually better than JuJu Watkins. He is great defensively and offensively, and he also passes to his teammates real well. So JuJu Watkins is not efficiently offensively, and she's not a good passer.
He'll definitely be the drafted first in the draft if he comes out in the NBA. He's definitely be the first person drafted out of the first person.
Right. And I'm not suggesting he should get any more hype than he's getting. I think the amount of hype that he's getting for his level of play is just right. And I think, people that don't like Duke thinks he's getting too much hype, but I don't think so. He went to Duke, so he's going to get a little bit more. He's white, he's going to get a little bit more. But I think it's just right for his ability level. His ability level is phenomenal. He had a great game the other day. And he hasn't done anything yet in terms of, led him to a championship, but he hasn't had a chance yet. This is his first year. He's got 3 more games to win, but he's going to be player of the year, it looks like. So we'll see what happens. He was with the U.S. Basketball Writers Association. I don't know about the other 3 awards. We'll see what happens. But everyone's seen Stephen A. Smith say things like this. She's special. She's spectacular. She's fabulous. She's the total package. There's nothing she can't do. Okay. He doesn't say anything. It's all a bunch of
gibberish. Of stuff. A lot of gibberish. That's like what I want to use.
There's no substance to it, Rob. Why doesn't he talk about, he says a couple things back and forth about her game, but he doesn't, you can tell he doesn't watch much women's basketball. And maybe he watches JuJu Watkins occasionally, but it's mostly probably just highlights. And he doesn't realize the limitations to her game where she just drives into the basket with 3 people underneath the basket and tries to get a foul call instead of doing the right thing, like dumping it off or hitting someone for a 3. He doesn't know that, she shoots poorly from the 3 compared to other top players, and her shooting percentage from 2s even isn't that great. So let's chill with there's nothing she can't do. There's plenty she can't do. And Kate and Clark, she couldn't play great defense. We get that. All right. She had too many turnovers. Okay, we get that. But JuJu Watkins still has more turnovers than assists, and that doesn't seem to bother any JuJu Watkins fans. I don't know why it doesn't bother.
Mark, I mean, geez. When they say that about somebody else, that's how they lead in to say that how she's not really a complete player. It's like, what about the turnovers? What about the turnovers? That's the first thing they say.
Kate and Clark's assist-to-turnover ratio is twice what JuJu Watkins. It's like 0.9 for JuJu Watkins, 1.8 for Kate and Clark. So that's a lot. Twice as much. It's a lot. I get that she's not a point guard, but she could pass more and it would all improve. I can't take many excerpts from Stephen A. Smith. So the ones I just said, I'm not going to play because there's like 5 of them there. But I'm going to play a couple here, and you can see what's going on with, how in terms of he's got this agenda with JuJu Watkins. And I think I know why, Rob. And I think everybody else knows why. It's anything but Caitlin agenda. And Caitlin's white, JuJu Watkins black, Stephen A. Smith is black. So I'll just say it.
I need JuJu to get water, okay? I'm just saying, this is what I want to see. I'm allowed to dream. I'm allowed to have the fantasy because last year you had the whole Caitlin Clark thing and all of this other stuff. This year, you're looking at UConn, UCLA, South Carolina, and JuJu. Notice I didn't say USC. I said JuJu. JuJu and then some. You got JuJu and the crew. That's what we going to call USC. JuJu and the crew. That's what I want to see.
I like that. Dre, the one thing that
You like that? Why do you like that? She got
why do you like that?
Made third team All-American. She's just like thrown to the side, and then she carried him in the last game after JuJu got injured. Why do you like that? I don't understand, Rob. Tell me.
And everybody. It's JuJu and everybody else. I'm like,
she's not at Michael Jordan's level that you can say, Jordan airs. And even that was insulting to Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant and Dennis Rodman because Scottie Pippen was a phenomenal player, and Horace Grant and Dennis Rodman were excellent players, and they were very important in the championships. But I don't know why you want to do that.
I mean, it's got this limit. Everybody like my favorite saying from Clint Eastwood: "A man's got to know his limitations," and every player has their limitations, and JuJu Watkins does have that. So to put her in the individual like that, it's JuJu Watkins and everybody else. No, it's not that. It's team basketball. Sorry.
I've heard that twice now, where Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are Bird and Magic, and JuJu is Michael Jordan. This is before she won any Player of the Year. She wasn't even the favorite to win the Player of the Year until the last, fifth of the season, and she hasn't won a championship yet, and she hasn't even played in the WNBA yet. And first of all, Bird and Magic's not a good comparison for Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark because Bird and Magic were the same ability level, almost identical in ability level. They're all ranked almost identical in everybody's rankings. Mm-hmm. And Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are not. One's like the fourth best player in the league, maybe the third best player, and the other one's like the 20th best player. And JuJu Watkins hasn't done anything to make her a Michael Jordan comparison yet. So
Angel Reese doesn't carry her team. She's all about individual. There's one that, in our previous video with Lisa Leslie, she's all about her. She's not about the team. It's all about her.
And Rob, she thinks she was the best player in college basketball too.
Right.
Not the media gave her 0 votes, but she's the best player. Okay.
JuJu never gets hurt. What did you see her doing in this NCAA tournament, and what did you see USC doing?
Well, they were supposed to play UConn next round, so hopefully not going much farther past that. I thought that was going to be a great game, though. So,
Rob, I don't think USC would have beaten UConn. I think Gino would have outcoached Lindsey Gottlieb, and that would have been the difference. They would have figured out a way to take the ball out of JuJu's hands, and she's not good enough to make her teammates better like Caitlin Clark is to overcome that. And UConn's playing well, and so's Paige.
They don't have the bench. They don't have the bench. USC has maybe 2 or 3 players. That's all I can name: Smith, Kiki, and JuJu. That's it. That's all they have.
Right. So I didn't see them winning anyways. Let alone winning. They would have to win 3 big games in a row. I don't see them winning any of those games.
Right.
Well, we'll see what happens.
So there's a fantasy right there.
I'll say it again. Or we don't know what would have happened, but I just thought UConn was favored against USC if they were going to meet. And now, it's not a fair fight. USC wins. It looked pretty interesting, Rob, if they won without JuJu against UConn. That would make Paige, Gino look bad, but it wouldn't make JuJu look very good either, Rob, because they won without her.
Yeah. So,
but I don't think it's going to happen. The chances, you can't lose a player like that and then beat a really good team, So they still have to win another game first, though, Rob. They both have to win the game.
Right.
Now, listen closely to what Stephen A. Smith says, Rob, here.
Yeah. Go Huskies, Nafisa. Are you feeling good? What do you think? Who most stands in the way?
Should be feeling good now. JuJu got hurt.
Hanging another band.
You should be feeling good now. JuJu got hurt. What a disgusting comment, Rob.
What is that? What is it? That's kind of disgusting to say. You should be feeling good now.
Yeah,
that's
Nafisa Kyler wasn't happy that JuJu got injured. My God, his obsession with JuJu is unbelievable, Rob. Cooper Flack had a great game on Thursday night. So I don't watch First Take. The only time I get anything out of First Take is when I see it people talk about what happened on First Take, and I see excerpts from it. But I taped it on Friday because Cooper Flagg is making the same drive towards a championship that JuJu Watkins is, only better because he's doing it as a freshman. And he's supposed to be a senior in high school. Okay, but he doesn't talk about Cooper Flagg. So I taped First Take, and it's a 2-hour show. They did not talk about his phenomenal game the night before, Rob, and got him to the next round. Didn't talk about it at all on Friday.
I wonder why, Mark.
He's not black, Rob. I'm just telling you. There's no reason he shouldn't be hyping up Cooper Flagg is the same degree that JuJu Watkins. He's actually a more exciting player in terms of watching him play, and he is the total package. He actually plays defense and is efficient on offense, unlike JuJu Watkins, and he makes his teammates better. Rob, he's an excellent passer.
And it shouldn't, and Mark, and with the color thing, it shouldn't matter what color.
I know it shouldn't,
but I mean, at least, but unfortunately, ESPN, they have their agenda, and then, like you said, to me, I mean, to everybody who's looking, it's like, what about Cooper? And why aren't you promoting him? And then it does change the race. Like, obviously he's white, so you don't want to promote him. What's up with that?
Rob, I don't think he knows who Lauren Betts and Hannah Hidalgo are. He talks about Paige, but he doesn't talk about them two at all. At all. Zero, Rob. You heard it. I only want to see JuJu, he said.
No, I fantasize. He seems like I said it. It's kind of sick. He's fantasizing about it, which is kind of sick.
I don't want to get into that, Rob.
Well, he said it twice. So
it's just weird, Rob. He likes Paige because Paige did the ESPY speech. So he speaks about Paige sometimes. But he ignores Hannah Hidalgo and Lauren Betts. He just ignores them. He ignores Cooper Flagg. One excerpt. He didn't say one excerpt, Rob, but it wasn't on First Take yesterday. He said something like, well, if he leads her to a national championship, he's one of the top 4 Duke players of all time. Big deal. That's about all he said. That's it. But yeah, 2-hour show. Never mentioned it, Rob. Never mentioned what's going on there.
Yeah, who cares about him?
JuJu. No. Yeah. We gave Caitlin attention. Now we got to give JuJu more attention because it's only
we give that white girl enough attention. Now we want to focus on the sister girl, okay?
Right, and everyone's already done videos. We've done a video where the excerpt was he said, "Why aren't we paying more attention to JuJu?" When in fact JuJu got more attention for less accomplishments than Caitlin Clark did. That's all there is to it. And she's not as exciting. That's an explanation as to why she does not get the same publicity sometimes as Caitlin Clark. It's just all there is to it. No matter what Stephen A. Smith thinks, she's not a super exciting player. I just wanted to point that out. Stephen A. Smith seems to be obsessed with JuJu, and guess what? She's on hold for 9 to 12 months, unfortunately. I wish her luck. She seems like a nice young lady. I think she's going to be a phenomenal WNBA player, and so do they. That's kind of why they're behind her. And I think she's going to have a phenomenal college career, and I think she's going to come back healthy, and I wish her well. And that's all I have to say. Nothing negative.
Yes, I do too, definitely.
So, anyways, that's our take. I'm sticking to it. If you like this video, hit the like button, and if you want, you can share this video with your family, friends, and acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, we're getting close to 7,000. We need your help. And make Rob happy. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And join us for Caitlin Clark's crossover, which is every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 and 5:30 to 6:30, respectively, Eastern time, except for major holidays. It's like a sports reporters type forum debate. And guess what? We talk about Caitlin Clark and women's basketball and other things related to that. So if you want, you can donate to our channel, super chat, super thanks down below, and the link to PayPal. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.